You are standing on the edge of a choice that will change your life forever. You're watching videos, reading forums, preparing your body. But there are 5 fundamental truths about military success that no recruiter will tell you. Not because they are hiding anything, but because they can't train your mind for it. They tell you the military is about physical strength. That is the necessary deception. The real battle is always mental. You need a method, a habit, an internal architecture built to resist failure. You need unbreakable discipline. Before I walked into that chaos, I was like you. I was defined by my mood, not my mission. I was a slave to comfort. I thought confidence would carry me through, but confidence is a fragile thing. It shattered on the second week, looking at the weight on my back, that monstrous, ugly, heavy rucksack. I called it the ghost. It was always with me, always heavy. I quickly realized my problem was a deep, crippling lack of internal discipline. I came in fit, but I quickly realized the fight wasn't the miles, it was the voice in my head screaming, "You can stop now. You've earned a rest. Just quit." I failed a small, critical task early on. A failure born from choosing laziness over diligence. Lying in the mud, punished, cold, and ashamed, I had to find an answer. My life and the lives of the men around me depended on it. I had to learn 5 things to survive. This is the Unbreakable Discipline Method. Number 1, the rucksack is not the enemy. The first truth you need to accept is that the physical weight is just the price of entry. The challenge is not the rucksack. The challenge is your acceptance of it. I remember the pain. Every muscle seized, every breath a plea. My mind was screaming, "It's too heavy. I can't take one more step." The military environment is designed to strip away comfort until you have nothing left. You are searching for one grand motivational moment, a lightning bolt of inspiration. But there isn't one. Discipline is the opposite of motivation. Motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a routine. Your obstacle is not the pack, it's the mental refusal to carry it. The moment you accept the pack is simply a necessary part of the journey, you free up all that energy you were spending on resentment. That's the first step to unlocking true internal strength. Number 2, motivation is a lie. Following the pain, the second truth hits you. You cannot rely on feelings. I spent days trying to feel motivated. It never came when I needed it. When you feel energized, everyone has discipline. But when you are cold, hungry, and facing overwhelming failure, motivation abandons you. It was in the worst moment, when the sun was hottest or the cold was deepest, that I learned this. We'd halt, and the weight of that rucksack became unbearable. Every sinew in my body wanted to rebel. I realized I was fighting the wrong battle. I was trying to fight the mission, the day, the pain. The mind doesn't quit when the body fails. The body fails when the mind quits. You must learn to show up and execute regardless of your emotional state. That reliance on sheer force of will, that is the beginning of unbreakable discipline. Number 3, the 5-minute rule, the core method. The third thing is the simple, powerful trick that saved me. It happens in that moment of near defeat, when you stare at the rucksack or the obstacle and your mind is screaming, "Quit! Just leave it!" I realized that all failure begins in the first 5 minutes. The failure to start the task, not the failure to finish it. I was close to dropping my pack forever, but I forced myself to stand. I didn't commit to walking for an hour. I didn't commit to the entire mission. I just committed to putting the pack on my back and moving for the next 5 minutes. That was it. 5 minutes of hard work. If I was cold, I moved for 5 minutes. If I was hungry, I ate for 5 minutes. If I felt overwhelmed by the weight, I carried it for 5 more minutes. The mind, when faced with a huge task, recoils. But when faced with a 5-minute task, the mind says, "Fine, I can do 5 minutes." That's the paradox. Once you start, once you break that initial inertia, momentum takes over. The 5 minute stretches to 10, then 20. You stop thinking about quitting and start thinking about finishing. This is the secret to getting anything difficult done. By constantly resetting the timer to just 5 minutes, you trick your mind into a constant state of manageable short-term effort. You stop wasting energy on the anxiety of the future and focus entirely on the competence of the present. This is how you conquer large, overwhelming challenges, by shrinking them down into winnable moments. You are no longer carrying the mental weight of the entire day, you are only carrying the next 5 minutes. Number 5, your scars are your legacy. The mission ended. I came back, changed. The final truth is that the training is not meant to be forgotten. It is meant to be integrated. The world called me a survivor, but surviving leaves a mark deeper than any scar. The true scar wasn't physical. It was the realization of how easily I could have failed simply because I lacked the self-control to start. The fight never truly ends. It just changes battlefields. Now the rucksack is my work, my health, my relationships, and every day my mind tries to push it away. But I have the habit. I have the method. The lesson that the military won't teach you in any textbook is this: discipline is the repeated act of overriding the first 5 minutes of resistance. Your scars, the failures, the exhaustion, the pain are not signs of weakness. They are the evidence that the method works. They are your legacy, reminding you that you survived the worst because you learned to win the smallest battle, the battle of the next 5 minutes. If you are facing a massive challenge right now, if you're thinking about joining the military, starting a business, or overcoming a crippling habit, you must learn this actionable takeaway first. Stop fighting the whole task. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop listening to the voice that tells you it's too much. Instead, apply the 5-minute rule. Don't commit to the whole task. Just commit to 5 minutes of action. Put on your running shoes for 5 minutes. Write the essay for 5 minutes. Start the uncomfortable phone call for 5 minutes. The rucksack is still heavy, but now you choose to carry it. The secret to unbreakable discipline is simply winning the battle of the next 5 minutes. Use this, and never forget, the line between giving up and going on is only one single decision made in the first 5 minutes.